Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
If you listen regularly, you've maybe heard us mention, I don't know, once, maybe twice, the very real holiday that is 503 Day. But if you're just dropping in, let's bring you up to speed. Since last year, we here at CityCast Portland have been campaigning to make May 3rd an official holiday celebrating all that is Portland. May 3rd, 503, like our area code, get it? Our thinking was that after these past few years, we all needed a reason to celebrate ourselves and all that we love about our city. And this year, the city of Portland agreed with us. So we're getting an official proclamation on May 3rd at 5:03 p.m. declaring 503 Day a totally real holiday, which it always was. So we're celebrating by throwing a massive block party downtown, and everyone is invited. We're shutting down Southwest 3rd Ave between Burnside and Ash and taking over Ankeny Alley on Saturday, May 3rd from 1 p.m. to 6:03 p.m. It's going to be bananas, and it's absolutely free. But since this is a relatively new holiday and many of us are still figuring out the traditions, today on CityCast Portland, we're going to be replaying last year's show where producers John Notarianni, Giulia Fiaoni, and myself lay out our crowdsourced guidelines for how to celebrate 503 Day. We have suggestions from city leaders, regular contributors, and you, our amazing listeners. So sit tight and get ready to bask in the glory that is 503 Day. It's Wednesday, April 23rd, 10 days until 503 Day. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. The gang's all here. John, Giulia. Have you done anything to prepare?
Oh, so much.
Too much.
So much to prepare.
Can't stop thinking about it.
Okay, so today is the day we're going to be defining what it is we do on this very real holiday, 503 Day. Obviously, it's Portland, so we're not going to come up with rules, man. These are simply suggestions submitted by our listeners, newsletter readers, past guests, regular contributors, and even a few city leaders for how to spend the very first 503 Day. But since we are trying to create traditions, we'll be picking our favorites and coming up with our general crowdsourced guidelines. We also have a couple of theme songs to unveil, which I'm really excited about. Yeah. So before we share what we gathered, I thought we'd get into the 503 Day spirit by playing one of the 503 Day theme songs made up by a very talented listener by the name of Mel Ortiz. You guys ready?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Can't wait for 503. Portland's very own holiday. It's on May 3. Quirky, fun, and weird as can be. And we will throw a party, bring by a food truck or two. There will be a ton of coffee and home brews, and the donuts from Voodoo. Can't wait for 503.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much.
That's perfection.
It's been stuck in my head, honestly.
Yeah, when we first got this, we got this a little early on. We just played it over and over again. It's just so much fun. And also, who can not sing along to Thank You for Being a Friend?
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's absolutely perfect.
Amazing.
And I will say the video she made for it is magnificent. Mel had her Kate Spade dinosaur bag belted out. What I said makes sense when you see it. And we'll be sharing the video on our Instagram on 503 Day. Are you all feeling the 503 Day spirit yet?
Oh, I am so locked in. How about you, Giulia?
I'm in it.
Well, why don't you start us off, Giulia? What do you have as suggestions from our listeners?
Yeah, so this one comes from a local Oregon historian, Doug Kink-Crispin. We've had him on the show a few times. He's got a lot to say about what you should be doing on 503 Day.
This is Doug Kink-Crispin, your favorite Oregon historian. And to celebrate 503 Day, I'm going to go hyper-local. I'd have a fantastic breakfast at a neighborhood restaurant supporting my quad's small business. And then I would walk around and just kind of chat with my neighbors and see if I could spread a little random kindness. Maybe you have an elderly neighbor who could use some assistance with some yard work or a pile of trash around their house. Or maybe even an unhoused neighbor that could use a new jacket or even a pair of socks. Spread the love around your hood with no expectation of return. That's really what 503 would be to me. And then I think I'd finish it off with a big fat joint and oodles of appreciation for our community. So I hope you enjoy May 3rd and have a groovy afternoon.
I like to imagine Doug doing both at the same time. So going around with a joint in his mouth, doing acts of kindness, kind of like a stoner Santa Claus. I could just see it.
Stoner Santa Claus is so perfect because he does also have a beard.
Yeah, that was perfect. But in line with Doug's acts of service, we have also a note from listener Yvonne. And they said, I think it should be a beautification day. Clean up trash, clear street drains, plant native trees and flowers, make art and give it away, play music on your stoop or in your front yard, etc. Love you all, which is so sweet.
It is nice.
And I love that because there's so many different ways to plug in, right? Like the idea of like cleaning up the trash and then having someone playing music on their porch as you're like walking by just sounds really sweet.
I do want to say I was surprised that Doug did not curse the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
He is our foul-mouthed historian. We've had him on a couple of times, and it's just like the best shows, but it's always just like, well, I hope no children are listening. And so maybe he was already partaking.
He did sound very chill.
Very relaxed. I love it. What about you, John? What do you have?
Yeah, I got one from Norman Sylvester, who was on the show a couple months ago when we were talking about the Albina Music Trust. He's like a longtime Portlander. He's been playing music in bands throughout Portland, basically since the 1960s. And he's still active today, performing with his band. This is what Norman had to say about his plans for 503 Day.
This is Norman Sylvester, a.k.a. the Boogie Cat. If there was a 503 holiday, I would spend it on the Portland Spirit, cruising up the Willamette River with a drink in my hand and my beautiful wife beside me, enjoying the beautiful shoreline of Portland, Oregon, celebrating PDX.
Like, I hope that's what Norman is doing every evening because it just sounds so cool and fun.
It's so dreamy.
Yeah, like he has just a year-round pass to the Portland Spirit. He deserves it. It's such a blessing to be able to have community members on the show and then just like now become part of the CityCast Portland family.
Yeah, totally. On the other end, as where Norman was short and sweet, we got this epic plan for 503 Day from the listener Gray J, which I excerpt on another episode a couple weeks ago. And this is also an excerpt. This is not the full list, but I just need to read this saga. Okay, here we go. I'll probably start the day at my favorite local coffee shop. After coffee, I will ride my bike naked to the local tattoo parlor while I will request a 503 piece on my right butt cheek. Then I will have my wife come pick myself and my bike up in a Subaru. He says we're going to need to buy or rent a Subaru for this sacred day because he doesn't want to ruin the fresh ink on his butt with a bike ride. Drive directly to the nearest park and enjoy a massive feast with friends. Snacks will include Olympia Provisions charcuterie, Albina City nuts, kale and cucumber salad, JoJo potatoes, tachos. For the main course, sustainably sourced salmon or steelhead. For vegan friends, cauliflower steak with hazelnut gremolata. Drinks, mandatory cold IPAs, a style originally created here in Portland by Kevin Davey. There's also going to be wine from female-owned and operated Landmass Wines, non-alcoholic cocktail options created using the Wilderton botanical spirits. I'm telling you guys, it goes on and on. From the park, we will abandon our car because we will be too inebriated to drive responsibly. where it will promptly have its precious catalytic converter stolen. Portland, be praised.
Be praised. How is that the shortened version? I don't
Oh my
understand.
gosh. I cut out the entire section about wardrobe. There was a dessert section.
Just awesome.
Oh my God. I love all of this. I also just love the idea of, okay, so he has a tattoo on his butt. He's not going to ride his bike. He's going to be in the car. How is he riding in the car? Is he like hovering like this? Like the entire time to the
I was
pub?
picturing that too. Like on all fours in the back row seats.
Or is he like this? You do see how I'm straddling the seat?
Claudia is like straddling her seat backwards right now, dear listener.
Where does the seatbelt go? I want him to be safe.
Yeah. Hang on tight.
I also love that it's this beautiful day where something kind of crappy happens at the end, but it's still a beautiful day.
Yeah, be praised.
I feel like that's very Portland.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, I had an amazing, gorgeous day. I saw a bald eagle. Someone stole my bike. And you're like, you know what? Worth it. Great day.
Happy to be here.
Someone pick me up.
I guess I'll take the max.
Oh, man. Well, I just want to thank Doug and Crispin, Yvonne, Norman Sylvester, and Gray J, always known as Tattoo Butt Guy, for their suggestions. Before we move on, I have one from our fun expert.
Hello, team. Eden Dawn here, author of Portland Book of Dates and sometimes CityCast contributor, and most importantly, lifelong Oregonian. I have big thoughts on 503 Day. I think we should do kind of a combo holiday. St. Patrick's Day meets 420 meets Christmas. All the good things combined together. So wear green, your most stylish green looks. And then at 503, I'm going to drink a lovely glass of Oregon Pinot Noir Superstar. And in future years, when 503 falls on a weekend, we should, of course, all together go to Enchanted Forest, which is the happiest place on earth. Take that, Disneyland.
Yeah,
Oh my
take that,
gosh.
Disneyland. Something I feel like that Portland is really good at is supporting each other's passions, like no matter how weird.
Yeah.
Enchanted Forest is proof. Sure, it's like about an hour south of here, and creator Roger Tofty was like living in Salem at the time, but I feel like Portland rides hard for our creepy cement wonderland. And if you're new around here, in the early 60s, a father of four, realizing there wasn't much in Oregon to take your kids to, bought 4 acres of land right by the highway, just minutes away from Salem. One bag of cement at a time began building Oregon's most famous amusement park. It took him 7 years to finish, and it still stands. And if you haven't gone, you need to check it out. You will probably leave haunted. It's amazing. Have y'all been?
No.
I have not, actually, no. I do remember back in 2020 when the wildfires were happening, the photos of the Enchanted Forest with like the orange sky over it, and it looked like the most evil place on earth. Do you remember this, Claudia?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I love this running theme of like 420 and Christmas somehow between our guests now.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
were coordinating.
But I love that she's like, St. Patrick's Day, like, because she's like, let's be honest, this is a little bit useless. But we're wearing green.
It's like Groundhog's Day.
I know. I love it. I love the combo. All right, well, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll have a few more suggestions, and we'll figure out some guidelines for this magical day, 503 Day. If you're a home DIYer like me, you might have a few leftover paint cans gathering dust in your basement. Or maybe your house already came with a bunch of them like mine did. So I'm happy to share that Paint Care makes recycling your leftover paint, stain, and varnish simple and easy with convenient drop-off locations as close as your local hardware store. Paint Care has 3 simple rules for painting smarter. 1, buy the right amount of paint for the job. 2, use up leftover paint. And 3, recycle the rest. If you visit paintcare.org/3simplerules, you'll find tips on how to do all 3. Buying the right amount of paint for your project, exploring DIY ideas for how to use up leftover paint, and also just look up the nearest drop-off site in your neighborhood. Paint Care is all about keeping it simple for Oregonians.
So here's a tip. The number one thing that your mom probably wants is a phone call from you. So this Mother's Day, you can give her a phone call, of course, and give her an Aura digital picture frame. So my mom lives across the country, and a big way that we keep in touch is through sharing photographs. I'm constantly sending her photos of activities that I'm doing, like my team at the Lads 500 bike relay the other week. Yeah, she got those photos. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter, so you can use one to keep in touch with your mom too, right from your phone. Aura has a great deal going for Mother's Day. For a limited time, CityCast listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver mat frame. That's auraframes.com. Promo code CityCast. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
What sort of promises have you made to yourself this year? Getting in better shape, eating healthier, saving more money, traveling somewhere new? What about discovering a new culture by learning a new language? With Babbel, you can do that in just a few weeks. I'm David Plotz, the CEO of CityCast, and I've been learning Spanish with Babbel. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons, handcrafted by over 200 language experts, get you to begin speaking your new language in 3 weeks or whatever pace you choose. And because conversing is the key to really understanding each other in new languages, Babbel is designed using practical, real-world conversations. The Spanish I learned on Babbel really helped me on a recent trip to Mexico City, ordering in restaurants, shopping at the textile market, cheering on at the Lucha Libre, and I've been keeping it up since I got home. You're a podcast listener. I know that because you're listening here. I bet you'll love Babbel's new podcasts. On Eavesdrop in Espanol, which I listen to, you get to listen to a real conversation, then have the teacher host explain back to you. Then you listen again and catch everything. And you can even read along in the transcript. It's a really fun and effective way to learn. Let's get more of you talking in a new language. Babbel is gifting CityCast listeners 60% off subscriptions at babbel.com/CityCast. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/CityCast. Spelled BABBEL.com/CityCast. Babbel.com/CityCast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
All right, Julia.
Yes.
What do you have?
All right. My next one is from Bill Oakley. And for those of you who don't know Bill Oakley, he is currently a local fast food critic, but used to be one of the writers of The Simpsons and has a lot of love for Portland. So let's hear what he has to say.
Hey, it's Bill Oakley here, local food enthusiast and comedy writer. And on 503 Day, what I like to do is sit in the yard with some local drinks and some local snacks and try to get as tan as possible, even if it's 48 degrees and overcast like it is right now.
So we're going to post that video on our socials on 503 Day as well, but you have to see him. He is like fully lounging outside. It's completely overcast. It's just like the perfect Portland video.
He's wearing no shirt.
No shirt. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. If you missed out, we had a episode with Bill Oakley on the best fast food in Portland, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
We also had a few listeners who had a similar feeling about like, man, I'm just going to hang out. You know, we got a few submissions mentioning happy hour. Like Jeffrey, a listener, wrote in to tell us he was doing happy hour at the Lorthers to celebrate. We had another listener call in, Armado, who called in to suggest that bars and pubs around town sell $5 3-cent pints or cocktails, which sounds equal parts fantastic and dangerous.
Yeah, we got another one from an anonymous listener. They texted in for 503 Day. I'm going to drink some tasty Portland beers, starting with enjoying some suds on the Stormbreaker patio, which I love that spot, either on Mississippi or in St. John's. They're both perfect. I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Nice. But what about you, John?
Yeah, this one's from Rachel Saslow, who reports on arts and culture for Willamette Week. Sort of in the same vein of like what to do and what to drink. And I like this one for like a very specific reason.
Hi, this is Rachel Saslow. I love the idea for 503 Day. I think we should all celebrate it at exactly 5:03 p.m., of course. And then I think everyone should do a very Portland-y thing, and that really depends on the person, but my ideas are to slam a microbrew or a shot of coffee, smell a rose, jump in the Willamette River, hug a tree, just whatever makes you feel connected to the city.
The way she describes it, it makes me imagine it's like a Portland shot. Slam an espresso, smell a rose, jump in a river.
It's like a relay race in my head. Like you could get a bunch of people together right on the riverfront and just make this happen, like a full-on 503-day Olympics.
I love the idea of a 503-day relay race / Olympics. Are you kidding me? This is amazing. Oh my God. Yes. And it just starts at the Rose Garden or something.
Yeah. On like another tip, though, we did reach out to a bunch of elected officials, of the leaders of the city, to see what they had to say about it. And City Commissioner Carmen Rubio got back to us. This is what Commissioner Rubio thinks we should do. 503 Day would kick off with a team-based scavenger hunt through the city that encourages folks to visit our unique small businesses and iconic Portland spots and attractions. The day would culminate in an awards ceremony with honorary tattoos of the Made in Oregon white stag for the winning team and a massive all-ages drag and donuts dance party.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So there it is, your city commissioner encouraging you to get more tattoos. You're welcome, Portland.
I mean, she's from Hillsboro. I'm sure she has a Made in Oregon somewhere. I'm just making that up. Oh, man. Well, I have something from another reporter who contributes to the show, Portland Mercury's news reporter, Taylor Griggs.
I think one of the most quintessential things you can do to celebrate Portland Day is to go to the Goodwill bins in Milwaukee and get into a fight over a pair of vintage Carhartt jeans with a Cleveland High School 16-year-old who's way cooler than you could ever imagine to be. And you will leave feeling dejected and humbled, and it will be a good learning experience for you. And that's how I will celebrate Portland Day.
I love that she cracks herself up at the end there. It's so good.
There's like a whole arc to it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, you know that the reason she's cracking up is because this is, again, a real life story that happened to her.
Oh, it has to be.
It sounds like somewhat recently as well. Like she's still processing it emotionally.
She's still processing the pain of getting burned. Well, it kind of reminds me of a little of Suzette Smith's suggestion, who is the Portland Mercury Arts and Culture editor. In her neighborhood guide episode on Old Town Chinatown, she said she would be starting petty arguments with everyone all over town in honor of 503 Day, because she thinks that is the most Portland thing you can possibly do, is to like, you know, squabble over like the dumbest little things. You know, her example was like compost, like composting.
Just walking around your neighborhood criticizing compost piles, being like, actually, that needs a little bit more nitrogen.
It's soil, cardboard, worms or whatever, leaves,
eggshells,
pizza boxes, eggshells. We all know this, Frank.
Come on, Frank. Well, I have another one for you guys from another leader in Portland. So Multnomah County District Attorney Mike Schmidt actually sent in a video for us to listen to. And this is what he had to say.
Ooh.
Hey, Portland. Happy 503 Day. I'm Multnomah County District Attorney Mike Schmidt. And to celebrate 503 Day on May the 3rd, I'm going to walk around my neighborhood and say hi to all the local businesses that make our neighborhood special and thank them for their work every day making Portland a special place. Happy 503 Day.
Very sweet. I also wonder how many people he could say hi to if he did that all day. Like, could you imagine all day long walking around saying hello?
I'm just imagining a 503 Day where all these characters are walking around and like running into each other. Like Mike Schmidt passes Doug smoking a joint.
Passes
Suzette
the joint.
walks by.
Passes the joint. Yeah.
So another different leader in our city, Timber Jim, the OG Timbers mascot, the chainsaw-wielding man. Everyone knows him. Climbing the rafters back in the day. He had a really, really sweet note to share with us. He wrote in saying, "That's a fantastic idea. May 3rd is our eldest daughter's birthday. Callie passed away Christmas night in 2021. We will be celebrating May 3rd by planting some of Callie's favorite flowers, lilies. You guys the best. Long live 503. So that's another idea. If you don't have plans for 503 Day, you can plant some lilies alongside Timber Jim in honor of his daughter.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Man, I love that man. I just thinking about like all the family tragedy and how he always like turns it around and brings it in with flowers.
Yeah.
You know, from like sunflowers to like You Are My Sunshine song that is sung like now, just that is what is done at Timber Games because of him. And to this, it's just, I don't know.
And as somebody who's sort of the embodiment of celebrating Portland, right? Like he is like Portland celebration personified, which is super cool.
He's such a great community builder through and through, which is why I'm so glad that we could talk about him today.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one more to offer up, and this is from CityCast listener Elliot Franz. Elliot caught our attention because he actually has a project going on that is very similar to what we're doing with 503 Day. He is creating 503 Zine. And the whole idea is he wants people to capture a slice of life here in Portland by taking a photo on 503 Day at 5:03 a.m. or 5:03 p.m. And he's going to collect all of these into a zine, sort of showcasing all these different views of Portland. If you want to join in on Elliot's project, just snap a photo, 5:03 a.m. or p.m., and then email it to 503zine@gmail.com. And if you participate, you're going to get a PDF of the completed zine once he puts it all together. But here's what Elliot says he's going to be doing, probably what he will be taking his photo of on 503 Day.
On 503 Day, you'll likely find me hiking through Forest Park. And if not there, then I'll be wandering the streets of my neighborhood in Richmond. It's simply beautiful and perfect for a stroll, especially in the spring with everything in bloom.
Which got me thinking, aren't you glad our area code isn't like 202? That we're having to do this in February, that like the beginning of May is like actually a nice time to be outside. We really lucked out in the area code lottery.
I love that you think that it was all luck when we really just weren't like, it's May. This is the perfect time to do this. There's no way we would have ever come up with 202 Day.
Just thrown it out.
Out it goes.
For 202 Day, everyone's like, we're just drinking microbrews, right?
Wondering why we all want to live here.
But it's 503 Day, baby. Hey. We know why we want to live here. Well, I have something from a mayoral candidate. Liv Ostis, a.k.a. Viva Las Vegas. She's a writer, an iconic stripper, and was once on the show to talk about Portland Lust.
Yo, what's up, PDXers? I'm super excited for this new holiday, and I will be celebrating by going for a run on Mount Tabor, getting a coffee at Coquine, and then coming down here to Fabulous Mary's Club to work with my family and friends. I hope you'll join me. Happy 503 Day. Congratulations, Portland. I'm being so rad.
I love that you can hear her blowing the kiss.
I also love that, like, part of living in Portland, it's like, if we're going to celebrate our civic holiday, it's like going to the strip club downtown totally makes sense as, like, a way to celebrate our sort of municipal pride, which I don't think would really work in a lot of cities.
Mm-hmm. It's a small biz. Yeah, I think D.A. Mike Schmidt's going to be there saying hello, too.
Yeah, I mean, we're just lucky to have so many super unique, idiosyncratic places of civic pride that, like, throughout the city, and Mary's is definitely one of them. So,
well, I also just wanted, before we wrapped up and thought about what the guidelines will be, we also had a listener write in, everyone pick a neighborhood or park they haven't yet visited and take TriMet there. She wrote, you will make small business owners happy. You will probably discover something delightful to eat, drink, or take home. And you may find that the bus or train is an easy, economical, ecological way to get around. So thank you for that, Jane. I just feel like that was really sweet. It compiles so many things into one. And are you guys kind of seeing it? Like, it's starting to sort of form like what Portland wants to do on 503 Day. I will mention that no one has so far suggested a parade, and I feel like we need one. So listener Linda wrote in saying, I'm thinking the Unipiper needs to be part of the celebration and some sort of parade. And I don't think she's wrong. I think that it should be a thing that maybe the city of Portland considers.
I love this. Where would the 503 Day parade take place, though?
I have some suggestions. Yo, you guys ready to compile some guidelines based on all the awesome ideas we've gotten all month long?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Julia, Do you want to start, though, your first two?
Yeah, for these guidelines, I feel like the first most obvious one is just to get outside in whatever capacity that looks like, whether that's going to the park or just going outside to say hello to your neighbors or sitting outside in your backyard. I feel like that's one of the running themes that a lot of people had mentioned, even if it's not sunny, just like Bill Oakley said. Just embrace it.
If you want it, the sun will come out.
Yeah, it'll come out metaphorically, even if it's not actually out. But the second one is just to buy something from a local business, whether that be a beer from your local bar or, I don't know, even like a dance from your local stripper. Like it could range. So many options. Get outside, go visit local businesses and buy something. Show your support. And just remind them why you love that they're right down the street from you in your neighborhood.
Totally. I'll jump in with that. I mean, I think these comments have shown us that you absolutely need to drink your Portland beverage of choice, ideally at 5:03 p.m. I mean, it's so interesting how we are such a beverage town, you know? Like we are a foodie town, but like we are a drink town as well. And I'm really into this idea of like beautifying your neighborhood in like whatever way makes sense to you, whether that's cleaning up trash, planting flowers, making art and giving it away, or playing music on your stoop. I really think that finding some time on 503 Day just to make your neighborhood a little bit better in like whatever way makes sense to you is the way to do it. And as a bonus, I am going to stick with this idea of getting Portland-inspired tattoos on 503 Day.
Nice.
I think this is a way to do it, supporting small businesses and like, come on, just get yourself a little Portland tattoo. It's just
It's just a little guy.
Just a little guy. Just a little guy.
John, are you going to get one?
Yeah, I think so.
John.
So we in our 503 Day planning, we've sort of came up with our potential city cast Portland mascot, which is like a little tater tot doing a little dance. And I think I'm gonna have to take off an hour or two tomorrow to go get my tater tot tattoo.
Is this tater tot going to be wearing sunglasses?
He's going to be wearing sunglasses and like doing a little jaunty dance, I think. Yeah.
I love this idea of this little tater tot dancing. It could possibly be wearing a shirt that says 503 Day. I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
We'll leave it up to the designers. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe riding a skateboard. I don't know. Just saying.
I don't know.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is I'm thinking of everybody, your guidelines, and I'm also thinking about the listeners who wrote in, or, you know, our city leaders, our contributors. And I'm hearing a lot of outdoor green spaces, supporting local businesses, either it be food or drink, tattoos, strippers, the Willamette River, going to your favorite establishment of any sort and supporting them. So sparking up, also parades. But ultimately what it's coming down to is, I don't know, guys, I'm hearing community, spreading love, and acts of service. So I feel like big dreams here. I feel like neighborhood associations can take up 503 Day, and every part of Portland can have their own unique celebrations, because community is all about where you live, right? So like, John, you were like asking like, oh, what about these parades? I'm like, it would be so cool if there were just parades everywhere.
Yeah.
And also it's Portland. Like, we're all going to celebrate in our own unique way. Another big dream is that the city gets on our wavelength and promotes a public event somewhere with like music, food, and like volunteer sign-up stations where you can sign up to do something awesome for our city. Like Solve can be there, or Willamette River Keeper, or Meals on Wheels, shelters, food banks, places that need a few more hands, you know? But I really do think that no matter what, at 5:03 p.m., you must do something that honors the city. Like John said, like either you're taking a drink of something, you're tipping strippers extra, you're getting into arguments, whatever makes you feel connected to the city. As Rachel Saslow said, I just feel like this is our day to shine as Portlanders.
I love it. The fact that this sort of came together through so many different voices and like so many people who listen to the show and are contributors to the show and are leaders of the city. It just makes sense.
And it's a Friday. I just want to wrap up with what a listener said. David, I live on the west side, but love the east side slow. And just wrote in and he said, hey man, it's 5:03. I'll probably do what I do most Fridays. I'm going to leave work at noon, hit up a couple of the city's many record stores, stop at a local shop to do a little reading, writing, and later a food cart for dinner. And to me,
perfect.
What's more perfect?
Totally.
Excellent 5:03 Day plan, David.
Love it.
Well, guys, thank you so much for going through these awesome suggestions. And thank you, everyone, for writing in and helping us come up with ways to celebrate 5:03 Day. just to ride us out into the 503-day sunset, I want to play an amazing 503-day theme song written by Andy Giegrich over at the Portland Business Journal. He got his band together and he wrote us, an all original tune. It's freaking amazing. Are you guys ready to hear it?
Yes, let's do it.
Nearby ocean, mountains, forests, deserts, home. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Before 503 day, we shut off our phones. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. 503 day, we're outside with coffee and a shot. The ragged dogwoods blossom and the dog park garbage rots. 503 day makes it better. 503 day makes it better.
Well, that's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thanks so much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.
503 day is a joyous time of year.